阿弥陀佛。反正给他拍就好了，不关我们的事。你这么快就点了？你这还没走出来啊？那一边是，因为我在旁边。对，是可以成立，对，他如果可以想借给你，拿你负责，就是说你负责把它，然后把它倒到全部暴击我都不关心，管他的，现在就是多少，反正他们在家里没事情做，他们这样筛选了，叫他们去这里筛选了，等出躲出来才点哦。
恭迎真佛宗根本传承上师圣尊莲生活佛师母莲香金刚上师。恭请师尊上香。顶礼坛城三宝。恭请师尊上法王座。
We just welcome our lineage Guru, His Holiness Living Buddha Lien Sheng, to enter into the temple hall. His Holiness made an offering of incense, paid homage to the three jewels of the altar, and now is ascending to the Dharma throne.
恭请师母上法座。
Inviting Sumu to please take the Dharma seat.
我们先做简易的加行。
First, we will perform the short version of the preliminary
拍
practice.
掌弹指。
Invocation mudra.
念清净咒。
Recite purification
修利
mantras.
修利玛哈修利修修利梭哈。修多利修多利修摩利修摩利梭哈。哇斯拉丹呵呵。南无三满多摩多兰。多鲁多鲁德维梭哈。念招请咒。
Recite invocation mantra.
梭哈。梭哈。梭哈。众弟子一心奉请。
We
南无
sincerely
宏观
invoke
圣冕金
the
刚
Holy Red
上
Crown
师
Raja
莲生
Master,
活
His
佛。
Holiness Living Buddha
南无
Lien
五
Sheng.
方佛。
Namo five
南
Dhyani
无无极
Buddhas.
瑶池
Namo
金母
Golden
大
Mother
天
of
尊。
Primordial
南无
Japan.
救瘟疫度
Namo
母。
Tara
南
who
无坛
dispels
城诸佛菩
epidemics.
萨。金
All
刚
the
护法
Buddhas,
空行
Bodhisattvas,
诸天。
Herukas, Dhammapalas, Dakinis, and
观想
divinities.
大礼拜。
Great
一
homage
拜
using
师
this
佛十
civilization
方
for
佛。
student Guru and all Buddhas.
二拜诸
Second, to
菩
all
萨。
Bodhisattvas.
三拜护
Third,
法
to
金
all
刚。
Herukas and Dhamma protectors.
四平等一起手。
Fourth, half bow.
大曼达
Great
供养。
mandala
手
offering.
结供养
From
印
the offering
观想
mudra.
公平变化。
Visualize the transformations of the offerings.
念供养赞集咒，须弥四周蔽
For
日月，
Mount Meru,
万
four
诸珍
continents
宝
and sun
供
and
养
moon
佛，
transform into
种
precious
种
offerings
珍
for the
奇
Buddhas.
诸功
May
德，
these wondrous
消业
treasures
速
and
速
marriage
正
purge all
菩提。
karma to all of our
嗡沙
civilization.
瓦达他嘎达伊达姆咕噜拉那门查拉坎尼里耶达耶密。四皈观想，
Fourfold refuge.
念四皈咒：
Visualize.
南无咕噜
So
贝
recite the，
南无
mantra.
布达耶，南无达摩耶，南无净卡耶，南无咕噜贝，南无布达耶，南无达摩耶，南无净卡耶，南无咕噜贝，南无布达耶，南无达摩耶，南无净卡耶。披甲护身，
Armor protection.
此咒：嗡波兰哲利，嗡波兰哲利，嗡波兰哲利，嗡波兰哲利，嗡波兰哲利，嗡波兰哲利，嗡波兰哲利。念救瘟疫度母心咒
Recite the
21
mantra
遍。
of Tara to dispels epidemics 21
嗡
times.
达拉杜达拉杜拉南无哈拉赫拉吽哈拉索哈。嗡达拉杜达拉杜拉南无哈拉赫拉吽哈拉索哈。嗡达拉杜达拉杜拉南无哈拉赫拉吽哈拉索哈。嗡达拉杜达拉杜拉南无哈拉赫拉吽哈拉索哈。嗡达拉杜达拉杜拉南无哈拉赫拉吽哈拉索哈。嗡达拉杜达拉杜拉南无哈拉赫拉吽哈拉索哈。嗡达拉杜达拉杜拉南无哈拉赫拉吽哈拉索哈。嗡达拉杜达拉杜拉南无哈拉赫拉吽哈拉索哈。嗡达拉杜达拉杜拉南无哈拉赫拉吽哈拉索哈。嗡达拉杜达拉杜拉南无哈拉赫拉吽哈拉索哈。嗡达拉杜达拉杜拉南无哈拉赫拉吽哈拉索哈。嗡达拉杜达拉杜拉南无哈拉赫拉吽哈拉索哈。嗡达拉杜达拉杜拉南无哈拉赫拉吽哈拉索哈。嗡达拉杜达拉杜拉南无哈拉赫拉吽哈拉索哈。嗡达拉杜达拉杜拉南无哈拉赫拉吽哈拉索哈。嗡达拉杜达拉杜拉南无哈拉赫拉吽哈拉索哈。嗡达拉杜达拉杜拉南无哈拉赫拉吽哈拉索哈。嗡达拉杜达拉杜拉南无哈拉赫拉吽哈拉索哈。嗡达拉杜达拉杜拉南无哈拉赫拉吽哈拉索哈。嗡达拉杜达拉杜拉南无哈拉赫拉吽哈拉索哈。嗡达拉杜达拉杜拉南无哈拉赫拉吽哈拉索哈。回向，愿同念佛者
By
同
that
生极
dedication,
乐
may all
国，
uphold the
上
Buddha,
报四
ascend to
重
the
恩
right，utmost
下济
bliss,
三途
repaying
苦，
fourfold
见
generously
佛
from
了
above,
生
aiding
死，
those in
如
the three
佛
realms
度一
below.
切。
Upon seeing the Buddha, may we transcend life
恭
and death.
请根本
Like the
上
Buddha,
师
may we
圣尊
live with
莲生
all,
活佛作总
inviting
回
His
向。
Holiness to perform the overall merit dedication. Homage to the thousand eyes, thousand arms, Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. Homage to Vajrapani Bodhisattva. Homage to Tara who dispels epidemics. Homage to thousand eyes, thousand arms, Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. Homage to Vajrapani Bodhisattva. Homage to Tara who dispels epidemics Bodhisattva. Homage to thousand eyes, thousand arms, Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. Homage to Vajrapani Bodhisattva. Homage to Tara Bodhisattva who dispels epidemics. Please shine light upon the Bardo spirits and guide them to the pure Buddha lands. We pray that you bless True Buddha School disciples with good health, eradication of sicknesses, all wishes fulfilled, calamities transform into auspiciousness, and strong commitment in spiritual cultivation. Please bless us with auspiciousness during the day, auspiciousness at night, auspiciousness around the clock. And those amidst the auspiciousness, pray for the blessings by the root Guru, absorption by the Yidam, and accompaniment and protection by the protector. May all wishes fulfilled and be auspicious. May we have attainments through our spiritual cultivation. Thousand eyes, thousand arms, Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. Vajrapani Bodhisattva. Tara Bodhisattva who dispels epidemics. May all of our prayers be granted. May all disasters and evil disappear. May all enemies and enmities disappear. May all karma be eradicated.
One.
Recite 100 syllable mantra once.
Om Beja Sato Samaya Manu Palaya Beja Sato Tenu Paticham Jezo Me Pawa Suto Kai Me Pawa Supu Kai Me Pawa Anulado Me Pawa Salawam Siti Me Playa Cham Salawam Karma Sucha Mem Chitamu Sri Ren Guru Hom Haha Haha He Pakawam Salawam Tathagata Beja Mami Mencham Bez Pawa Maha Samaya Sato A Hom Hey 念圆满咒
Recite completion mantra.
Om Blim Om Blim Om Blim Om Mani Padme Hum 西雅图雷藏寺代表进献哈达，以表
The
达最崇
representative
高
of
的
the
敬
Seattle
意。
Lezang Temple would present the offering of Hatha to the lineage root Guru as the symbol of the highest honor.
恭请根本上师圣尊莲生活佛法语开示。
Inviting His Holiness Living Buddha Lian Sheng to bestow the precious Dharma teachings.
我们敬礼传承祖，
First, let's pay homage to the lineage gurus,
敬礼了明和尚，
homage to the Venerable Mang Liao Ming,
敬礼萨迦正空上师，
homage to Master Sakya Zeng Kong,
敬礼16世大宝法王卡玛巴，
homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa,
图登大吉上师。
and homage to Master Tupten Dorji.
我们敬礼坛城三宝，
Homage to the three jewels of the altar.
敬礼今天降临的
Homage
千手千眼
to the deities who descended today, the thousand eyes, thousand arms, Avalokiteswara
金
Bodhisattva,
刚锁
Vajrapani Bodhisattva,
救瘟疫
and Tara
瘟疫
Bodhisattva who dispels epidemics.
师母
Sumo,
丹真嘎措
Danjan Katso,
图登西地
Tutan Siddhi,
各位上师
all Dharma masters, Dharma educators,
法师
Dharma
讲
teachers,
师
Dharma
堂主
lecturers, Dharma
以及
assistants, directors
各
of
位
temples
同门
and chapters,
大家
and
晚
all
安
disciples,
大
good
家好
evening. How do you do?
愛してるシャラネオラアミコケケロムチョすごい一番気持ちいいジュミヤピプリンプリンこんばんは你好大家好
Konbanwa. Good evening. How are you?
啊，今天呢，
Today,
先跟大家
first,
讲这个
I would like
同门的问答。
to talk about the question and answer by the disciples.
这个第一个问题，
The first question,
这个舍身是观修，舍身法
the，practice of
主要是讲
forsaking one's body
舍身
is
法
just
跟
visualization.
施身法是观修的。实际
So
上
it talks about
未舍一分一毫，
the practice of forsaking one's body. It's just visualization. In reality, when one hasn't given up anything at all, is this
有
appropriate?
何作用？
What benefit is there for the mind?
我告诉你，密教本
Let
身
me tell you,
叫做念
in
力宗，
Tantrayana is also
是
the
用
call,
念力，
the
用你的
school
念力，
of the power of the mind.
你实际上
So you
未
use
舍
your
一分
power
一
of
毫，
mind, when in reality you have
这就
not
是你
given up
本身
anything at
没有
all.
舍一分一毫。
That means because you
这
haven't
样子的
forsaked
舍身法
anything,
跟施身法叫做
then
零蛋。
the score that you will get is 0 in this
你的
practice.
舍身法的观
of
修是
forsaking.
零蛋。
So
告诉
you
你
get
很简单
0.
的密教
Very
很多的
simple.
法
In
都是观修的，
Tantrayana, many Dharma
没有一个法
practices
不是观修的。
are visualization.
像四皈依，
All of them, in fact. Like the Fourfold Refuge.
对，南无古鲁贝，南无布达呀，南无达摩呀，南无真圣开呀，南无古鲁贝
Like Namo
就是在
Gurupe, Namo Buddhaya, Namo
跟我们的祖师
Dhammaya, Namo
敬
Sanghaya. So when we say Namo
皈依
Gurupe,
我
it
们的祖
means
师，
we pay
传承祖
homage
师，
to the lineage gurus. We
传
take
承祖
refuge
师
in our
也是不
lineage
在的。
gurus. But they are not here.
我跟你讲，
So
卡玛巴
let me tell you, like
哦
Karmapa,
了明和尚，
the Venerable Mang Liao Ming,
这个图登大吉上师，
Master Tupten Dorji,
哦，萨迦真空上师，
Master Sakya Tsongkhong,
都已经不在了。
they're all not here
但是
anymore.
你也要跟他敬礼啊，
But you still have to pay
这个
homage to
敬
them.
礼是真实的
So the homage is real.
啊。这个南无布达呀，
Namo
佛
Buddhaya.
释迦牟尼佛，
The
跟所有的
Buddha,
佛，
Sakyamuni Buddha, and
都是无
all the
形的。
Buddhas
你也是要跟他敬礼。
has no form, but you still want to pay homage
然
to
后
them.
要敬礼
And then
这个所有的佛法，
you also want to pay homage to all the Buddha
所
Dharma,
有的经典，
all the
然后又要
sutras.
敬礼这个
And then
所有的圣贤僧，
you want to pay homage to all the sages
这些都是无形的。
and the holy.
但是你要跟他敬礼，
People
你认为说
They all
这
have
个
no
实际
form.
上你们都不在，
But
就
if
不
you
用敬
say
礼，
that because you don't exist, so I don't
那
have to pay
算
homage.
蛇，算象，
So
像
what-
什么蛙哥，
what would that be? What the heck is that?
很简单的供养曼达，
So like the great
你这边
mandala
跟我比起
offering,
来啊，供养，
you form this mudra and make an
观
offering.
想所有的七珍八宝，
You visualize all
这
the
也是
precious
假的啊。
items and delicious
哪
food.
里也来的七珍八
They're
宝？
all fake too. Where are they?
你没有七珍八宝，
You don't
你
have
观
them,
想出来七珍八宝，
but you visualize them.
而且观想的满天的
And you visualize
云
them
海，全部都是七珍八宝，观想
to
的
be like the
那么
clouds,
观想
the
出来的
oceans of
密密
clouds.
麻麻的，
Very
那是假的，一分一毫也没有，也没有。
lots of them.
就
But
算
that's
你炒
fake,
来
so
一
you
盘
have not make any offering at all.
这个炒饭，一盘炒饭说供养，
So say
难道
if you
佛菩萨
cook
就真的
fried
下降
rice
来
and you make
吃
an
你那一
offering,
盘炒饭吗？
does it mean that the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas really
当然也
descended
是
to
假
eat
的啊！
your fried rice? Of course
你供
not.
水果，供了好多的水果、蔬菜，
Or you make offering of fruits and
他来吃。
vegetables and you invited them to come and eat.
他们就真的来吃吗？
Did they really come and eat?
他们天上有鲜果，
In heavens, there are the
有灵芝。
sage, I mean the divine
有更好的
fruits
珍宝，
and 灵芝,
何必要吃人间的
and
这些东西
even
呢？
better.
那就是一个
precious
心而
things
已呀、
Why would they want to eat
你
something
用了
earthly?
心啊，
But it's just
是
your
真的。
heart. Anytime you use
你
your
没有用
heart,
心啊，
then that
都
would
是
be
假的。
real. But if you don't use your heart, then it would be
像
fake.
昨天晚上我看到千手千眼观世音菩萨，
Last night, I had the vision of the
他说他
thousand
今天
eyes,
要来
thousand
开会，
arms, Avalokiteshvara
刚刚他
Bodhisattva.
就下降了。
And he said that he's going to come today, and he did descend.
你没有看
just
到，
now
你说是假的。
Because you did not see, you
我
say
看到
it's
金刚手
fake.
菩萨啊，
I saw
你
Vajrapani
说你没有看到
Bodhisattva,
啊，
and
假
then
的
you。said you didn't see it, so it's fake.
我看到救瘟疫度母啊，
And I saw Tara who
你说没有
dispels
看到啊，
epidemics, and
假
yet
的。
you said you didn't see, so that's fake.
告诉你啊，卢世
So
尊
let
也
me
是假
tell
的。
you, even Grandmaster Lu is fake.
你也是假的。
and you are fake too.
一句话跟你讲，
Just one
借这
statement.
个假，用了心，
We are
就在修正，
borrowing the fake
叫做借假
to
修
use
正。
our heart and mind
任何一个
to
法都是一样，
practice the
没有一个
real.
法是真的，全部都是
None
假
of
的。
the Dharma practices are real. They are all
你要把这
fake.
个假的法
So you
变成
need
真的来修，
to make the
用
fake
心去感
Dharma
受，
to become real, to
你就有了
practice
接
and to
受。
feel it with your heart and mind. Then you would experience the spiritual responses.
像昨天晚上我在瑶池
You
金如
would have
来，
the spiritual
我在观修的
experiences.
时候，
Last night,
瑶池金如
Golden
把他
Mother
手上的
came when I was
这个
practicing
仙桃啊，
the visualization,
就飞出
and
来。
Golden Mother's longevity peach flew out.
我一看到仙桃飞出
When
来，
I saw
嘴巴就张开，
the longevity peach, I opened my mouth
哼，它就进到我肚子里面去。
and it went into my belly.
真的还是假的？
Was it real or fake?
关键时刻，真的还是假的？
So at the crucial point, is it real or is it fake?
每一个法都是假的。
Each
你
or
用的
every
心就
Dharma
是真的。
practice is fake, but when you use
你
your heart
观
and
想所
mind,
有的供
then
品
it is
千
real.
变万化，
You visualize
变
all
成
the
虚空
offerings
中
to
的云，
become innumerable, to
去供养。
become like
用了
dense
心
clouds
就
in the
是真的。
sky, to make offering.
你
Then
没有
when
用
you
心，
use your heart, then
一
it would
分
be
一
real.
毫你都没有做，
But if you don't put your heart in
那就
it
是全部都
and
是
you
假
don't
的。
do anything, then everything is fake.
在心性上，我告诉你，
So
所有一切的观修的法，在心
all the
性上，
visualization practice,
你用了心都有作用。
as long as you
你
put
问
your
在心
heart
性
in
上有
it,
何作用？
then
用
it
了
would
心都有作用。
have effect
你如果不
and
用心，
benefit.
全部都是没
But
有作用。
if you don't put your
这是
heart
第
or
一个问
mind
题。
in it, then nothing would have any effect.
我
So
跟你
that's
讲
the
一个
point.
实在的话，这个
Let
白
me
衣
give
观世
you a
音菩萨
frank statement.
拿着净
The
瓶，
white robe Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva came
他用水洒我，
holding the nectar water,
用他的大悲咒水，
and she used the Mahakaruna
杨枝净水一
water,
洒，
Dharani water, and the
我那
willow
时候坐在
branch
那
to
里，
sprinkle the water upon me.
就
I
觉
was
得
sitting
那个
there,
水洒在我身上。
and I felt the water
为什
sprinkled
么会
on my
这个
body.
水洒在我身上？
Why was
因
the
为我
water
用了心。
sprinkled upon me? Because I put my heart and mind into it.
是真的哦，
That was
不是
real,
假的哦。
not false.
用了心就是真的。
As long as you
没有
put your
用心，
heart,
就是
mind
假
in
的。
it, then it would be real. Otherwise, it
这
would
是第
be
一个问题。
false or fake.
第二个问题，他问
His second question,
阎罗王是管阴的，
the Rama king is in
东夷
charge
大
of the
帝也是
nether
管
worlds,
阴的，
and also the great
大
emperor
力
of the
金刚
eastern
也是管阴的，没有哦。大
district,
力金刚管阴
and
阳
Mahabala
都管
too. No, Mahabala
都
actually is in charge
玉
of
皇
both
大
the
帝
yin and the
金刚
yang.
明王、大菩萨都可以插一脚。
Jade Emperor,
阴界到底
Vajravidya
谁说
all
了
great
算？
bodhisattvas are in charge of the nether
在
worlds.
阴间到底是
So
谁说
who
了算？
is really in charge in the nether world?
我告诉你哦，
So let me tell you,
阴界到底谁说了算？
who's
我认为有两
really
个人说了算。
in charge in the nether
我跟你
world?
讲，
In my
第一个
opinion, there are two.
是
The
地
first one
藏王菩萨说了算，
is Siddhikarma
因为他是
Bodhisattva,
幽冥教主，
because he's the head of the
任
nether
何
world.
人插一脚都没有用，
It's no use
因
that
为
anybody
阴
is
间
trying
是
to
幽冥
interfere,
教主，地藏王
because
菩萨说了算。
in the nether world, Siddhikarma Bodhisattva, the king
例如我们现在来讲起来，
is
台湾谁说了算？
in total
当然
charge.
是蔡
Like
总
in
统说了
Taiwan,
算。
who is in charge? Of course, President Tsai.
但是在美国不太一样哦，
But in America,
川
it's
普
slightly
说了也不
different.
算。
Whatever Trump said, it doesn't really count.
在美国到底谁说了算？
So who
像我们
is
华盛顿
really in
州啊，
charge in America?
州长
Like the
说了算，
state of Washington, the
对
governor
不对？
is in
州长说了
charge.
算，谁都要听州长的。华盛顿州谁都要听州长。
To have the
那
final
川普
say,
当然，
yes, everybody in Washington state has to
民主国家
listen to Governor Inslee.
他讲的话
But
也不一定
America is
算
a democratic
他必须
country.
要
However,
参众两个议院
what
通过
what Trump says
总统
doesn't really count.
提出来，
It has to
参议
be
院、众议院
supported by the
全
Congress
部通过，那就
and
是
the
川普
House,
说了算。如果
the
参
Senate
众两院没有通过，
before.
川普说了也不算。
So if they don't
第 你的讲的意
agree,
见呢，
then
当然是
what Trump says
这个
doesn't necessarily count.
地藏王菩萨说了算。
But in the netherworld,
他是最大
Siddhikarma Bodhisattva
他是幽冥
is in
降主，
charge. He's the
他说
greatest.
了算。
He's the head
但
of
是
the
我还讲
netherworld.
了一句话，
However,
很简单的，你说了算。我为什么
Actually,
这
it's
样
very
讲
easy.
你说了算呢？这个
So
问
what
话的人
you
说了算。
what you said counts. Why?
师尊的
Because
心
he
中没
asked the
有意见，
question. Because in
我不受
Grandmaster's
意见。
mind, there is no
你心中有意见，
netherworld, but in
你还
your
受意见
mind,
管。
you have netherworld. That's why you're
好，
still
你稍微
controlled
想
by
一
the
想哦，
netherworld, but not for Grandmaster. Think about it.
有人
Ponder
问一
it.
个道德高僧，有没有阴间？那个人对他讲，
So someone
有阴
asks
间。
a
另外
great
第二个
adept, is there a
来
netherworld?
问他
And he
有没
answered,
有阴间，
yes.
他说
And then
没有
another
阴间。
person came and
诶，
asked the same question,
怎
is
么
there
回
a
事？
netherworld? And he replied,
因为
no.
第一个人
So
本
what
身
happened?
啊，
Because for
修
the
行不
first
够力，
questioner, he did not have
所以
enough
将来会
mastery in his
堕入
spiritual
阴间。
cultivation. Therefore, he would fall into the netherworld in
第
the
二个人
future.
修行够
And the
力，
second questioner, because he has
他已
enough
经在天
power,
上界的人，
he's already in the
所以
heavenly realms.
那个道德高
So
僧跟他讲
therefore,
没有阴间。
the great adept replied, there is no netherworld.
这样听得出来吗？
So now,
所
can
以
you
是
discern it?
你自己说了算，
So
为什么呢？
whatever you
因为
said
你心里面
counts.
你
So you're in
堕
charge
落，
what
你
you
身
said
心呐、造的业，
because your
你
mind
堕到
has
三
fallen
恶道里面，
into the three lower realms due to the karma created by your
你就有
body
阴
and
间。
mind. Therefore, for you, the netherworld
今
exists.
天你自己的能力，你修
Today,
行已经到了天上界了，
through your own spiritual cultivation, you have
什么
reached
阴
the
间？
heavenly
你根本
realms.
不受阴间的约束吧？
So, what is there
所以谁说
about
了算？
netherworld? You're
是
not
问的
bound
人
or
说了算。
controlled by the netherworld. So, who is really in charge? The
我
questioner.
这样解释明白吗？
So, do you understand my explanation?
阎罗王管阴间，东夷大陆管阴间，
The Yama
东夷大陆
King,
管阴
the
间，
great emperor of Eastern District,
这
Jade
个大菩萨
Emperor,
都可以插一脚，这个金
the
光
great
明王都可以插一
Bodhisattvas,
脚。
the Vidya Rajas and Herukas,
你已
they
经是
all
天上界的人，根本谁
interfere.
阎罗王也管不了你，东夷大帝也管不了你，
But if you
任
belong to the
何一个
heavenly
菩萨
realm,
都管不了你。
none of this Yama King or the Emperor, Jade Emperor, the Vidya Raja, the Bodhisattvas can
这
control
些
you.
阎王、东夷大帝、大力
If
金刚、
you are not in the heavenly
金
realms,
刚明王、
then
大
all
菩萨
this,
都
the
可以
Yama
管
King,
到
the
你。
great emperor of the Eastern Tradition, the Jade Emperor, the Vajra, Vidya Rajas,
这是
Herukas, great
第二
Bodhisattvas
个问题，
can all be in charge of
现
you.
在在讲第三个问题。
嗯 And now the third
什
question.
么是双照法？师尊说是行者放光照众
What
生，
is the double shining
佛
practice?
放光
According
照
to
行
what
者，
Grandmaster said, is the
有
practitioner
没
shines
有
light
其
upon
他的细
sentient
节？
beings,
有，
and the Buddha shines light upon the practitioner. Any details on this?
当
Yes.
然有细节啦。
Of course there are details.
修行人要放光照众生，修行人
For the
先要
the
自己有光，
practitioner has to have his own
佛
inner
当然
light.
可以放光照行者，
Of course, the Buddha can shine light
但是
upon the
行者呢
practitioner,
必须要有光
but the
去照众
practitioner
生。
has to have light
这个
to
就是细
shine
节。
upon sentient beings. This
那
is
么
the
你行者
details.
身上要有光出来，
So the practitioner
这
has
是细
to
节呀。
emit the light.
你要修行的
That's the
次第呀，
details. You have to
修到
follow
自己行
the
者身
step
上
by
有
step
光，
of
那光跟
you
光相
practice
照啊。
until your body has light, and then
佛
light
菩萨的光
reflects
也能
upon
够
light.
照你，
So the
你也
Buddha's
能够
light
照众
can
生。
shine on you, and you can shine upon the sentient
你等于
beings.
是活菩萨一样，可以
So
照众
you're
生。
just like the Buddhas and
你身上一
Bodhisattvas
定要
can
有光，
radiating light
要
upon
修出这
sentient
个光，
beings. So
这
you
时候
have to
不
have
按
light
照
on your body.
细节
And in
次
order
第
to
一样
emit
一样的
light,
修，
you have to
修到
follow
你自己身
the
上有光，
practices step by step according to the development
这个
stages
就是细
until
节呀。
you have light on your
啊，
body.
有没有
That's the
其他细节？
details. Is
不
there
是
any
说你
other
行者说有
details?
光就有光啊，
It's
对不
not
对？
that you
你一
have
定要修到
you
真的
want to
有
have
光啊。
lights and then you do have lights. You have to practice until
啊，
you
师尊在
truly
梦中
have
啊，
lights.
可以伸手
Grandmaster in his dreams can
这样，
extend his hand
然后呢，应用自己的
and I use my mind,
念力，
the power of my
把一
mind
样东西吸到自己手上。那像前面有
to
很多的书，
draw
只要
something
其中
to my
那一
hand.
本书，
Like
就到师尊
there
的
are
手上。
many books over there and I want one particular book
梦中
and
可以做得到。
immediately my book came to my hand. I could do
哦，
it in
我
my
要什么
dream.
东西？要一杯水，
Like I want a
那
cup
一
of
杯水
water
咻，就到我手上。
and that cup of water is in
那
my
是在
hand.
梦中做的。
That was in the dream.
那是在梦中，我可以用念力，
I could use the power of my mind
那个水，把整个椅子腾空，像我做的法椅。
to make the whole chair like this
好，
Dharma
用念
throne.
力
Use the power of my
让法座
mind
念飞起来。
to make
哎，我
this
真的在梦中
Dharma
真的飞起来
throne
飞在
fly.
西方
Sure
之中。
enough, it did fly
我在梦中可
in
以
my
做得到
dream. I could do it in my dream.
现实我做不到
But in real life, I cannot.
啊！要训练自己的念力，
So you need to train
让自
your
己的
power
念
of
力做到。
mind so that your power of the mind can do it.
所以呢，放光照众生，当然有细节。
So shining light upon sentient beings, of course, has
当活菩萨
details.
降在我身上，
When the
我不能再
Buddha
再作
descends
秀了。
upon
刚
my
刚有活
body,
菩萨降在我身上，
now I cannot do it just show, but just
哎
now
因为他降
I
在我身
had
上就会变脸。
the Buddhas and
我
Bodhisattvas
就会变
descend
脸。
upon me, and then my face would change.
然后，当然了，这些都是经过修行的，
Of course, you have
经
to
过修行。
train in the spiritual
有
cultivation,
双照法，行者放光照众生，佛放
the
光照
double
行者。
shining practice. The practitioner
当然有
shines light
细节，
upon
就是
sentient beings,
次
the
第
Buddha shines light
你怎
upon
样
the
修到
practitioner.
自己本身有
Of
光，
course,
可以去照
there
众生。
are the procedures, this development
观想
stage
咒轮在心
then
轮旋转
to
变
practice
持
until you
咒，
have light,
有
and
开
then
心
of course you
轮的
can
作
shine
用。
light upon sentient
那么
beings.
有没有观
Next,
想咒
the
轮
visualization of the
在
mantra
其
wheel
他
revolving and
有
chanting the
脉的修
mantra
法？
has
有，
the function of opening the heart
一样
chakra.
是有。
Is there a
密轮
visualization of mantra wheel at other chakras? Yes.
气轮有，
The secret chakra,
心轮
navel
有，
chakra, heart
喉轮有，
chakra, throat
眉心
chakra,
轮有，
brow
这个
chakra,
顶窍，这个顶轮
and
有，
the apex, the
海底轮
crown
有，
chakra, yes, and the
都
base
是有，
chakra. They all have it.
都有观修的方法。
They're all visualization practices for them.
再来一个问题，
Next
请
question.
师尊开示。
Please advise on the
佛
following.
说地言、地师言，必密
Quote from
成
the
就仪轨。
sadhana of the secret attainment of
其
Indra
行
as
人
spoken by the
先
Buddha.
悉仪，
Quote,
阿
the
阇雷
practitioner should be at an
起
acharya's
信
place
静心，依法
and
传
with
授，
faith and
然
respect
后求至
receives
本尊
instructions,
威
then
神
asks for the
加护，
protection from the powerful Yidam
广大供养诸佛如来，
and
普为众生作
offer
大布施礼。
greatly
行
to
人
the
当面
all the
恭请，
Tathagatas and Buddhas
十供
and
量，
also give charities to
然后
sentient beings.
面悉复行30供量，方入一供，其状
And
四方
the practitioner walks to the east for 10 arrow measurements, then faces the west and walks 30 arrow measurements.
行
Enter
人
a
既
palace
以
with
窗
4
有中，
lattice
观
windows.
见种
He
种
is
树木，
immediately inside it, seeing all
树
kinds of
皆
trees,
是圣
and
妙。
these trees are marvelous
这里
medicine.
提到的地方是有形还是无形？
So these places that it
今天就是在
mentioned,
这样讲
is
有
it
跟无的。
concrete or abstract? Is it tangible or
我跟你
intangible?
啊
Today we are all
前
talking
一个
about
礼拜
existence
我
and
跟大家讲
annihilism.
四重结界，
Last week I was
观想
talking about the
四面
fourfold
金刚墙，
protection. Visualize the
观想
four
金刚网，
walls,
观想
the
金
Vajra
刚
net,
地基，
visualize the Vajra
观想
foundation,
金刚火，
visualize the Vajra
就
fire,
结界了。
then you perform the protection.
请问是有还是无？
So, let me ask you, does it exist or not?
你做了观想啊，师尊现在做观想，做四重结界，观想金刚墙，
So let's
在我的四周，
visualize. I visualize the Vajra walls on my
观
four
想
sides
虚空中有金刚网，
and visualize in the
观
sky
想
there's
自
a
己的脚
Vajra
下
net
是金
and
刚地基。
visualize under my
我做的
feet
法座
is the
化
Vajra
为金刚
foundation.
地基，
The Dharma throne
观想
transforms
四
to
面
become
墙
Vajra net
升起了金刚火。
and visualize there
请问
is Vajra fire
是
on the
有还
Vajra
是无？
walls. So my question is, did that exist? Does that exist or
我
not?
用了心观想就是有，
When I use my heart to visualize, then it exists.
如果钦差公共的呀，
They
钦
exist.
差，钦差行行的，钦差
If
公
you
共
just do it
就是没有。
haphazardly or lightly, then they don't exist.
所以你按照这个佛说地师言，必密成就仪轨，
So
按照这个
this
做
is according to
用了
the
心
sadhana of the secret
就是有。
attainment of Indra as spoken by the Buddha. If you
那个
follow
所
it
看到的树
and
木，
put your heart in it, then they
所
do
有的树
exist.
都是圣药，
So the trees that you see, all the trees
就是
would be
有。
marvelous medicine. Then they do exist then.
你如果钦差做做嘞，钦差
But if you just do it
钦差
without
钦差
putting your heart into it,
就是没有。你说有形还是无形呢？
so do you say they exist or don't
无
exist?
形是有形，有形也是无形。
So the existence is nihilism
用了心
and
就是有，没有用心
the
就是
nihilism
没
is
有。
existence. So if you put your heart in it, then it exists. If you
但
don't
是
put
就
your
每
heart
天
in
在
it, then
观
it
修，
doesn't
就
exist.
是用了心。
So every day when
所
Grandmaster
以
practice
像那
visualization,
个
I
观世
certainly
音菩萨
use my heart and
拿
put
杨柳
my
净
heart
水
and mind into
洒
it.
我的时候，
So
洒
when Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva
马上
sprinkles
哇，
the willow
水就冲
branched
到我
nectar
脸上，
water
全身都是
upon
水。
me, I could feel the water on my face and all over body. Then it existed because I put my heart into it. And when Amitabha Buddha used his treasures, hundreds precious auspicious light upon me, I felt, I received it, so it did exist. Was it intangible? Yes, but I experienced it. So the answer, existing also doesn't exist, and not existing is also not existing. Not existing is also existing. The next question, the armored horse in Taoism and the wind horse of Tibetan tantric practice function both in the tangible as well as intangible world. One has an armor on top of the horseback, and the other one has 3 jewels amidst fire. Are they interrelated? Yes. So they are interchangeable. One has an armor, and the other horse has the 3 jewels amidst the fire. So they are interrelated, interchangeable. One is in Taoism, the other one in Buddhism. When I practice the treasure with energy yoga, I would feel extremely tired. Why? I am able to hold my breath for over 2 minutes and also have all kinds of auspicious signs, such as my hands that used to be cold are now warm. That is good. You can hold your breath for over 2 minutes and you have all kinds of auspicious signs, and your hands that were used to be cold and now warm. That's all excellent. But after practicing the treasure with energy yoga, you feel extremely tired. What's the reason? We don't have that many people here. Master Lian Wang, where after you practice treasure with energy yoga, would you feel tired? Nope. Master Lian Wang replied, nope. And Dharma Brother Dexter, after you practice treasure with energy yoga, would you feel tired? No. And Liang, Dharma Brother Liang, would you feel tired? He shook his head. And Bijin Master, would you feel tired after practicing treasure with energy yoga? No. Why? Then you should ask yourself. Because I also don't feel tired. You don't feel tired after practicing the treasure with yoga. Why would you feel tired? Maybe your physics different. Never heard anybody feel really tired after practicing the breathing yoga. Because we only have 4 people here, so I've asked 4 people. Sumo is not counted in there. Would you feel tired after the breathing practice? 5 of us say no, only you said you're tired. So I just don't know.
I don't know.
I really don't know how to answer your question.
要问你自己，
You should ask
不
yourself.
修就不累，
You don't
修
feel
了就会
tired
累，
when you don't practice, and you feel tired after you practice?
很怪。
That's weird.
闭气也不会累啊，
Holding your breath also does not make you tired.
这个很难回答。好，
That's very difficult to answer
因为我们都不累，只有你累，
because none of us feel tired, only you
就去
do.
sleeping。
Well, that's good too. Then you
累
can
了就去
sleep
睡
if you
觉。
feel tired.
今天跟大家谈到过，
So today, I would like to continue to expound on Lamdre.
这个讲过了，饮食失调觉中漏，行止不端过中漏两项，以前章教师之
Leaking
饮食
during disharmony due to diet and leaking due to the faults of improper stop and go. We've talked about this
此等为
before.
中极戒，
The above two is the
此主
same
要的
as the
障碍，
instruction on diet and receiving ambrosia with
极
dignity.
为珍贵。
These are the very precious instruction on the hindrances and protection during the middle accumulation method. Now we will talk about the latter accumulation period. In the verse, the hindrances refer to both the
什
hindrances
么是烦恼
due
障？
to afflictions and
烦恼
hindrances due
障
to
即
knowing.
为念
And
念
what is
相
the
续，
hindrances due to
以
afflictions?
此除潜入
It refers to the incessant
三
thoughts
种
which
作
can be
所
guarded by the three
所知
kinds
障
of entrance to
虽
the
是
cultivation.
禅定，
And
然
hindrances
具有
due to
他
knowing.
过之
Even
接
in
受，
meditation, there are
此
spiritual
一
experiences
用
of the
宝
eight
刃任
faults.
意，
Guard
只要
this
解
using the
生
key
起
formula
三
of
种
letting it be
无过
to
而
give
守
rise
之，
to the three faultlessness.
其具
After
过
knowing
失
that it
了
is the
之，
faults of
为
meditating,
禅
let
定
it
后，
be. If it
实
doesn't
以
give
任
rise to
意，
faultlessness,
若不生
practice
无
it.
过失，其修习之法，以
And
六教
know
授时，
the
手受了
experience
之，
according to the six
此
instructions.
为暂时共通之
This
事
is
实，
the
守护法，
temporary common 14
总体
guarding
30
practices
守护法，
for a
是
total
尽
of 30
如
protection
是
practices.
正文判为
This is the main
七章
text for
之
the 7 chapters on the
轮
common
共
path
通之
of
道
rebirth and
受
nirvana.
尽。后即戒，诵引障者有二，即烦恼障跟所知障。
So in the latter
烦
accumulation
恼的障
period,
碍
the hindrances referred in the verse refer to both hindrances due to affliction and
你要
hindrances
入
due to
禅定，
knowing. The first
有
one is
两种
simple.
障碍，
In order,
一种就
in
烦恼
entering
障，
meditation, there are two
一
hindrances.
种就是所
One
知
is
障。
hindrances due to afflictions, and the second one is
烦恼
hindrances
障
due to
我
knowing.
们依照名词来讲，烦恼。
According to the wordings,
你
hindrances
心
due
里
to
头有烦恼，
afflictions, like when you have afflictions
不能够
or worries,
在你的
emotional
念头里面
disturbances or
一直产
troubles
生出来。
inside your mind, it would
烦恼产生出
continually
来，
appear in your mind.
你就障碍你
Then that would
进
hinder
入
you
三昧地。
to enter samadhi.
你烦恼产生出来，
When
你
you
就
have
不能够专一，
afflictions, you cannot
不能够
focus.
专一，就不能禅定。
And when you cannot focus, you cannot meditate.
什么是烦恼？
What is
当
an
然很多
affliction?
了，
There are all kinds of things.
很
There are all kinds of afflictions.
我们讲的食、财、色
Like we talk
名
about it,
食
food,
睡
wealth, fame,
贪嗔
sleep,
知全
I
是烦
mean,
恼
and also greed, anger,
种种的
delusion,
苦都是烦恼
all kinds of sufferings, also an affliction.
那你必须要遣除烦恼
You have
把这个
to
烦恼遣除掉
discard it,
遣除不掉
discard all these
放在旁
afflictions.
边
You need to expel them. But if you cannot, you can just put it aside,
不要去
put
理
them
烦恼
aside,
你就
ignore
遣
them.
除掉
Then that way you
其实
are
烦恼能够遣除的方法
discarded them.
非常的难
Actually, it's extremely difficult to eliminate your
那我们知道
afflictions.
的这个
As we know,
要修禅定
to practice meditation,
讲说要修禅定是很重要的
you say it's
这个
very
就是
important to practice meditation.
所知障
If
你知道
you
禅定很重要
know there would be
专一
hindrances
很
due
重
to
要
knowing. You know that
这个就是
meditation
所
is
知障
important,
你一直
focus,
念着
concentration
我
is
要入
important,
定我要
and you
入
keep
定我要
repeating
入
to
定
yourself, I want to
因为
enter
你要
samadhi,
入
I
定
want to enter
就不能
samadhi,
成
I
你的
want to
障
enter
碍
samadhi. And because
你
of
不能
this,
想你要
that
入定
becomes your
你就是
hindrance.
安然而
You
入
should not think of it. You should just
就
be
是一个方法
easy
这里
and
所
at
讲的
peace and at ease.
此一
That's
用
one
保
method.
任任意之要诀，升起
Here
三种无过而守护之。
Guarded using the key formula of letting it be to give rise to the
保
three
任任意
faultlessness.
他常常用保任任意，也
So
就是说
letting it be,
随顺，
just
用
go the
随顺
natural
的方
flow.
法，升起三种无
So you
过而
use
守护之。
this
随顺
method.
是要诀，
So go the natural way. That's the key
累了
formula. When you
就
feel
是睡觉，
tired, then you go to sleep.
这是随顺。
That's the
你
natural
精
way.
神很好，你不能
When
入定，
you're
你就
energetic
精行，
and you
你就
cannot
在这
enter
边精行
samadhi, then you chant
啊，就念经、
while
念
walking.
咒。
You chant sutras or
等你觉
mantras,
得你没有精神，不
and
是很
then
旺盛，
when you feel you're settling
但你又
down
不是很累，
and you're not
这
so
个时候
tired
你
either,
就入定，
then you can enter
就很容
samadhi.
易入三昧定。
It would be very easy for you to enter samadhi.
你觉得很累，
If you
因为
feel
你
really tired
觉得很累，你要禅定，
and then you
变成
want to
无
meditate
这一下子你就
and
进入，
you have no
你就打
thoughts
瞌
at
睡了，
all, then
因为
immediately,
你很累，
suddenly you
所以
fall
就打
asleep.
瞌睡。你精神很好，也没有办法入
You
定。
would be drowsy. But if you are so awake,
说
it's
太
impossible
紧
for
了，
you to enter
就是
samadhi
你精神
either.
很好的时候太
If
紧，
it's too tight,
你就精
that's
行。
when you're so awake. Then you
太
can
松了，
walk
你
and
不如去
chant.
睡觉。
But if you are too loose, you might
就
as
是
well
跟
just sleep.
松跟紧之间，
So it has to be
随
just
顺
right
之，
in between the tightness and looseness.
你就能够入
And
三昧
then
定，
you're just go the natural
这个就
flow.
可以破
Then you can enter
烦恼
samadhi.
障跟所知障。烦恼太多，
So that's
就是
hindrances due to afflictions
念
and
相
hindrances
续。
due to knowing. If you have too much
所知
afflictions,
障
then you have incessant
就
thoughts.
是你知
And
道的
hindrances due to knowing.
要做禅定，
You
但你
know
也
that
不
you
能
need
有
to
禅定
meditate,
想，
but you should not
这
have
样子才
thoughts
能够
about it
专一
in
地
order
进入禅定。
to be in concentration and enter samadhi.
我们再来谈世间道。
Now let's continue on the worldly path. What is it?
三道引道就是气道引道，
Three guiding
一个是戒
paths,
甘露
which is the guiding path of the qi,
引
the
道，
guiding path of the
一个是
area
脉日
ambrosia,
引
and
道
the
脉
guiding
日
path
引
of
道
the channel
二
seeds.
行道就是五道，
And
37
second is the
菩
two
提分
action paths,
37
and
道
they
品
are 5 paths and
37
37
菩提分
body divisions.
现教示议论之
This
世
is
间
now the
道，
instruction on the worldly
论
path,
文判七项而示
divided into 7 sections.
道之总建立：一、普特伽罗欲现正圆满
A
正觉，
bodhicharu seeking to affirm the
如
perfect
商主之
perfect
三道引道，
realization has
如说
3
经之
guiding
二
paths
行
like a
道
master
道
merchant
两种，
or 2 action paths like a
这个
predestined
就可以做标
host.
题啊。
These are all
三道引
just the titles.
气的道
3
引，
guiding paths,
戒的
the
甘露的
guiding
道引，
path of the
脉
qi,
日的
the
道引，
guiding path of the
气的
ambrosia,
道引，
the guiding
就是
path
我
of
们
the
气的
channel
循环，
seed. And the guiding path of
戒
the
甘露
qi
的
is
道
the
引，
qi
就是白菩
circulation.
提、红菩提的
And the
道引，
guiding path of the
脉
area
日道
ambrosia
引
is of that
就是
white
脉
and
里
right
面
body.
跟
And the
梵
guiding
日
path
之
of
间
the
的道引，
channel seeds are those inside the channels and the Sanskrit syllables.
气道引道、戒甘露道引道、
The guiding
脉
path
日
of the
道引
qi,
道，
ambrosia, and
六
channel
世
seeds.
间道中为
And the
三级
worldly
界
path
分
is
界，
divided into the 3
出世
accumulation
间道
periods.
则与
The
四
out
道
of worldly
分界，
path is divided into 4 empowerments.
这个都是标题啊，
These are
标
all
题有世间
mostly
有
titles.
出世间的。
There's the worldly path and the
先
out
讲
of
一个
worldly path.
气道引道，世
Now
间
let's
道
just
以
talk
下，
about the
以初级
guiding
界
path
中
of the qi.
引带凡
In the worldly
损恼
path,
之
at the
气
initial
道引道，
accumulation,
用修习力行气一切脉处，
realm
而列为松解脉结，
use
气脉生
the guiding
痛
path
受，
of qi to
亦
destroy
如
the
北
afflictions.
风如刀，
When you practice
以终极界
to
中
move the
以
qi
无损
to
无
all
益
the
之
channels
气道引道，
and
用
to slightly
暂
loosen
时
it,
所修
it
之
would
力
be very
开
painful,
解主要
like
脉
the
结，
northern wing,
且
like
心
the
气列为
knives.
纯净，
But in the middle
气之
accumulation
痛
period,
受止息，
you guide the
亦如
qi
春
without
风
destroying or benefiting. Then you use the continual practice to open the primary channel
后极
knots.
界中
Then
以
the
即利益
mind
之
qi is
道
slightly pure
用
and
串
settled,
习坚固
and
之
the
力，
pain of the
开
qi
启
is
一般
stopping
的脉，
like the balmy breeze in the
解
spring.
且
At
心
the
气
latter
极
accumulation period,
沉静故，
the
生诸
guiding
多禅
qi
定利益，
is
能
beneficial.
以气
You
消
use the
除
continual
大众
strengthening
生错乱
power to
一
open
切损
the
恼事，
normal
亦如
channel knots,
下轰
and the
送
mind qi
以此
is extremely clear and
判
pure.
世间道
Then you would benefit all kinds of meditation, and you can use this mind qi to eliminate the great chaos in the body and to destroy all afflictions, just like
这
the
里谈到气道
cool
引道
breeze
的
in the
问题，
summer.
其实他讲的就是
That's the worldly path. So actually what it talks about is about opening the channels.
在初级界中，
In the initial
以
accumulation
带
period,
损恼之气，道引道，
The qi guiding path is to try to destroy the affliction. You use the power of your practice of moving the qi on the channels in order to loosen the knots, but it is very painful, like the knives of the northern wind. So you need to loosen the knots of the channels. Say areas that have knots of the channels, for example, over here, when there are knots, then you would be painful. Simply say, we can say, the muscle. You know, in the pain there is knots. The point, like on your back, you need to find the knots. And then you use your qi to open that knot, to open the painful knots. What is this? Okay, let me just use something as an analogy. This is a mala, a rosary beads, and then you tie a knot here. And there's a knot formed here. So when the qi moves to here, then there would be pain over there. And the pain is like the northern wind. It's like the knife cutting into you. That would be painful. And how do you alleviate this pain? In the initial accumulation period, you need to move it. You move the qi or use your fingers to push, to press on it. It would be painful, but once you loosen it, then it would be smooth and there would be no more pain. And now the qi circulates and you feel no pain. But if there's a knot, when the qi reaches this area, there would be pain there. And you need to try to find a way to open the knot. Then the pain would be gone. Things will move smoothly. So, in the initial accumulation period, the qi guiding path, you try to destroy or to alleviate the knots of the qi. When you massage it, to open it, that would be painful, but after it alleviates it, then you would feel fine, no more pain. That's what it meant. So there are two methods. For the qi practitioner, if you feel pain anywhere, say over here, then you tremble it. Right there, so that the channel would open. Then the qi knots would be loosened. But if you don't have enough strength in your qi, but Grandmaster has enough strength. If I want the qi to the fingers, it would go there. If I want it here, it would go here. If I want it there, it would go there. If you have shoulder pain, you can tap it. All the same, you can open your channels Just like that
气节的地方，
chanting beads earlier, you loosen the knots
两
of
个
the
方法，
area.
一个
Two
运用你
methods.
身上的气，
The first one, use the qi
把它
inside your
通掉，
body
把
to
它
open
松解。
it, to loosen
第二
it.
个方法，
The second
用
method
金刚拳的方法，
is to use the
金刚拳的
Vajra
方
face exercise or
去把它
yoga
通掉，
to open it,
去把它通掉，用金刚结的，
to circulate it.
金刚拳的方法，去把它通掉。像你这边不舒服，
Say if you feel discomfort here, then
用
you do
转
that.
动的方法
You move
把
it
这个
around
把它通掉。
to open the knots here.
例如在头这边，头
If it's
在
on the head, you have
必
headache,
须要用抓的方法，
then you can massage it with your fingers.
像在梳头一样，
It's like
用抓的
brushing
方法。
your hair
把这边的脉给它通掉。
to smoothen the channels over here.
这边有气结的现象，要用抓的方法。
So if you feel the symptoms of qi knots
用
over
里面的
there,
气倒
then you
进的
use that
方法
method.
去冲掉，
Or you
用
use
抓
the
的方
qi
法
inside you
去把它
to
通
push
掉。
it out.
这两种方法。
Or you
师
use
尊
your
教的一个是
physics
金刚拳的方法，
to do it. And
一个
the
是
other
用
one is the
气
Vajra
去把
fist
它通掉。
exercise, and the other one
这
is
很重
using
要
your
啊。
qi to alleviate it.
这个他用的名词太多了，那个名词不用。
This is important. They use all kinds of names.
这个关于疫情方面的笑话，
Jokes about
握手，
the
叫人家不
epidemics.
要握手，
So
现
shake
在叫大家
hands.
不要握手。
Now they're asking us not to
会
shake
传播
hands.
那个细菌会传播。
Otherwise, there would be infection or
Geez.
transmission of the
握
virus.
手稍微好一点，啪，一下子，
You high
细菌没有
five
那么快就过去，但是
just
击掌
for short
还是
moment. So
还
that's
是不
better,
是很好的。
but still it's not the best.
挤前，用拳头对拳
And
头这样
then
打一
fist to
下
fist.
拳头对拳头打一下，也不是，也是一个方法。挤前
That's
这
also a
个握
way.
手最不好。
Shake hands is the worst.
击掌、挤前，
High five,
其实最好的方法是什么？他这里讲
high
100%
fist.
安全，
And the best
是
one
比中指。
is to raise your middle finger.
这个笑话，
What is this joke?
其实比中指是把我们的密教的金刚指，拿去做。这个
The
气
middle
指
finger
其
is
实我们
using
其实
the
我们密教，
tantric
你知道吗
Vajra finger.
所谓
This is
降服，
really
降服一定要比中指的
because,
降服法。
you know,
什
I'm
么叫
very
降服
mad
降
about
服
this
手印
because this is a
降服手印是
subjugation
比中
mudra.
指的是我们
you
密教
know,
密教的
and
东西耶
For the subjugation, you need to form this Vajra
是要按照
finger.
这样子。当然我
And
不
this
能
is our
真
tantric things.
中指这个
You
是
know,
金
this is
刚
how
指
you do it. This is Vajra
这是密
finger.
教的金刚指
This is Vajra finger belonging to Tantrayana. And now they use it for something else. This is very useful.
可以变成有用
We
的
can
这个
we
指
can
呢也可以
draw
有效
mantra using
因为
this.
你举
It's
起来你
very
像
very beneficial, and then you can use
一
it
颗印
to
有两种，
subjugate, to
一颗印
subdue.
是这样子
So
一种
there are
就是
two
这个
subjugation mudras. One is like this, and the other
你
one
知
is
道
like this.
道教里面有一个天君，
You know, in Taoism,
叫王
there's
天君呢。
the
王天君他就是
heavenly
王天君呢，一手拿打闪鞭，
commander.
一手是比中指，
So he is holding this middle finger going up. So it's just being misused by people in this world. But actually the middle finger is a true subjugation mudra, which is this mudra. It's a very important one. And now they played a joke on it and made it something useless. When I was looking in my pocket, I lost my keys. I didn't realize it, so I went back to try to find it. And on the side there were young lovers, and the man kept asking, "Whose is this? Whose is this?" And I thought he was talking about my keys. So I replied, "It's mine, it's mine, it's mine." And then I found out that she just got pregnant. Too bad. My face hurt for a few days. So the joke was like this. It's not very smooth. So he lost his keys and he was trying to look for it, and he saw young lovers by the side, and the man kept asking, "Whose is this? Whose is this?" And he thought they were talking about the keys, so he said, "Mine." It turned out that the girl got pregnant. That's a joke. That's the crucial moment. So, like the key moment of existence and non-existence. Grandmaster experienced the spiritual sensation, but they are intangible, but also tangible. So if you put your heart in it, then it exists. If you don't put your heart in it, then it doesn't exist. So that's the crucial point. That's the critical moment. And it's not that you just put your heart and then it exists immediately. You have to train in putting your heart for a long time in order to make it exist. It's not that the first time you put your heart in it, and then when the Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva sprinkle her water, then I would drink it. But there's nothing, because your power is not there yet. So the crucial point is to put your heart or not. When you put your heart for a long period of time, then it would be beneficial. Everything in the world is fake. Do you think the dollar bills are real? No, they're just being recognized by the government. If they don't recognize it and the world doesn't accept it, then those bills are actually just papers. It has no use at all. That's the point.
在台湾宜兰的一家烧鸭店餐厅老板，在监控中
Ilan City, a duck, roast duck restaurant, the boss wrote on the board, new customers, 0, looking like customers, 0, out of town customers, 0, local customers, 0, death count, 0. because it's a roast duck restaurant, so the death counts of the ducks also 0. It's very stable. No business at the restaurant. What the owner thought of. Okay, let me tell the joke that I thought of. Mrs. A told Mrs. B, "You look very tired." And Mrs. B replied, "Yes, because my husband is sick. I have to take care of him in the hospitals 24/7. And Mrs. A said, "Why don't you ask a nurse?" And Mrs. B replied, "Oh, because we hired a nurse, that's why I'm very tired." That's why I have to watch my husband for 24 hours a day. You know what it means? This Taiwanese joke. Taiwanese healthcare is truly amazing. The 2 elderly men have nothing to do, so every day they go to the hospitals. In the morning they go to that department, in the afternoon they go to another department, and one day there's only one man, and the doctor asks, "So what happened to the other guy?" "Oh, he's sick, so he's resting at home." When he's really sick, then he cannot go to the hospitals. I have told this joke before. Let me ask you a question. When a man and a woman just beginning to date, they never fart. Master Lian Wang? Politeness. When a man is on a date with a woman, they don't fart. At the beginning of a date, it's a soundproof gun. Soundproof, so no sound. But after a long time, in a relationship for a long time, or after getting married, then it becomes like a bomb. That's what they drew here. Why everybody becomes a dynamite after getting married? Because you're so close already. You don't care about face or not, or weaknesses or not. Every day we keep saying, "Pooh." The man and the woman. The king said, "Is my new robe ready?" And the tailor said, "Yeah, it's done. It's right here." And the king asked, "Where? I cannot see it." And the tailor said, "This kind of textile can only be seen by a smart person." And how about you, king? And the kings replied,
我有一个大胆的想法，
Oh, I have
传
a
令下去，
brave
明
idea.
天起所有的宫女都用这
Please
种布料做制服，
command from every morning all the palace servants should wear clothes made of this textile, this kind of textile.
今天跟大家讲到这里。
So today, that's
先跟
all.
大家讲一下，我们华盛顿州的州长奖，
So I would like to let you know that the governor of Washington State on May 1st and today's May
5月
2nd,
1号讲，
he said
我们的居家令
that the
可能要
stay-at-home
到
order
5月底
will
到6月，
go
到
to
6月居家令，
May
也
31st.
就是说我们每
to
个人都
June
在家里。
So we have to stay at home
这是要
until
跟大家宣布，是不
the
是这样？
end of May.
5月31号
Not
等于是6月
May
1号，
31st.
就是
So that's the
要到
same as
6
June
月
1st.
1号5月31号，居家
To
令到
May
5月31号，
May 31st.
但不是决定在那一天。
But it's not decided yet that on that day everything will be free.
看当时的
It
情况，
depends on the situation.
当时的情况，如果是已经好转，
If
就可以
things
在
have turned
5月31号
for the better, then
解
on May
开居家令
31st, they would
解
take
开了居家令。
away the stay-at-home order.
那如果当在5月
However
31号的状况还是不好，
If on May 31st the
那可
situation
能
is
当然
still
还是
not
延
good,
期。
it's possible that it would be extended.
所以我们目前在华盛顿州西雅
So in
州
the
长就是这样子
in
讲，
Seattle, in our state of
要到
Washington,
5月
that's what the
31号
governor
才
said.
能够解除。5月
That
31号
stay-at-home
还不一定，
order
还要看
will
当
be
时的状况
taken
再做解
off
也就是
by
那
May
个时候他
31st,
才
but it's
再宣
not
布的意思。
determinate
目
because
前
it
是预
depends.
算是5月31号，
That's the plan, but it will depend on the data.
所以这个状况呢，
So
当然不
that's
是
the
很好，
situation now. It's not so
啊
good.
还要赚1个月。
We have to do
我
it
觉得
for
这个
another
一
month.
个月，这几个月来，
This past few months,
我觉得
I
有一
feel
个感觉，
this
这个感觉就是说，
this
师尊
feeling
呢
that
跟师母呢
Grandmaster and
都
Simu
已经在吃老本。
are already eating into our savings.
都是在吃老本，但是你也不能够难过啊，对不对？
But you cannot
你
feel
不能难
bad
过啊，因为哪一个国家，哪一个
because
人
which
都
individual,
还得
which
有钱
country
赚的，
can
几
still
乎
earn
每一
money.
个人都在受苦，都在吃老本。
Almost everybody is suffering
以平等
and
心来
using
讲起来，
their
我们讲平等
savings.
心好，
Talking about
现
the
在哪一
mind
个
of
行业
equality,
都是惨兮兮的，
all kinds of
哪一个
businesses
行业都不好，
are not doing
不是
well.
只有你一个人受苦，
Not just you,
几
one
乎所
person,
有的人全部在
almost
受苦。
everybody suffering too.
所以以平等心来看，
So from the mind of equality,
心安理得。为什么呢？
we should
大
just
家
be
同
at
样受这个
peace.
苦。
Why? Because everybody is,
你想
because
想
it
看，
happens to
我
everybody.
们还算幸运的，
Think about
师
it.
尊
We
师
are
母还算
lucky
幸运
enough Grandmaster and Simu are quite lucky. We can be seated here on this Dharma throne, giving Dharma teaching. This is truly fortunate. And your bodies are still okay. You don't get the coronavirus and you're still fine. That's also good luck. Although that we're eating into our savings, everybody is. Because it's equal to everybody. Therefore, it is quite fortunate. You can have more time at home. You can chant and strolling around. You can meditate. You can chant the Buddha's name. You can chant mantra. You can practice all the 4 preliminary or fundamental practices one by one. So that's truly fortunate that in this period of time you can put your time into your practice. Then you would be luckier than others. Use your mind, put your heart in it, focus to practice the 4 preliminary practices. Just do it. For these few months, you're very fortunate. Other people may not know how to live, but you do. You have time. You can just quiet your mind and practice. Chant the Buddha's name, chant the mantra, do the Dhamma practice. Then the wistful time is transformed into beneficial time. This is very important. So what Grandmaster is today saying, so coronavirus in the eyes of Grandmaster has lots of good sides. For spiritual cultivators, there are lots of lucks. Lots. If you understand that, then you make the best use of your time and you would receive more mastery and power, and you would receive extremely tremendous blessings from the Buddhas, and you would gain the boundless light on your body. So please make the best use of time during this period of time to quiet your mind, to settle down, and to cultivate spiritually. That would be a fortune. That is the best of luck. Om Mani Padme Hum.
感谢师尊珍贵的教导。
We are
恭
very
请师
grateful
尊加
to
持
His
大
Holiness
悲咒水，以
precious
及
Dhamma
加持网
teachings.
络收看的大众和工作人员。
Now we are inviting His Holiness to bless the Great Compassion Holy Water and also to bless everybody.
顶礼坛城，一拜师佛十方佛，嗡啊吽。二拜诸菩萨，嗡啊吽。三拜护法金刚，嗡啊吽。是平等一起手。今天的网络直播到此结束，非常感谢大家的收看。